got the 832. Y'all already know how I do. So, I wanted to do a video about Tubby Smith at Memphis, and apparently, University of Memphis has their new head coach, and Penny Hardaway. Of course, everybody knows how big of a cultural icon that Penny Hardaway was in his prime of his career. Olympic gold medalist, All-American, 4-time All-Star, and shit like that. So, University of Memphis went on to let Tubby Smith go. So it's apparent, and I'm using the word apparent loosely because it could end up that Penny Hardaway don't take the job. He'd probably stay over at Memphis East High School, which is a nationally ranked basketball team out of Memphis, and miles away from his old high school, which is now closed, Treadwell High School. But Penny Hardaway took, the reporters, the high school reporters asked Penny Hardaway after the game, "Are you going to the University of Memphis?" And Penny Hardaway kind of brushed the question off, talking about, he's like, "Man, I can't talk about it right now. My focus is to bring back a third straight state championship at a high school." Now, the current high school that he's currently coaching has currently tied for the most state championships, barring that they win another state championships, which would make it number 9 in terms of state championships. It would make number 9, which would be the most in history. Right now, they're tied with a school out in Tennessee called Brookwood Academy, which is in the Nashville, Rutherford County area. But Penny Hardaway just had a big win yesterday over 37-0 Murfreesboro Blackmen of Murfreesboro, Tennessee, that is. For guys who don't know anything about, for people who don't know anything about Tennessee high school basketball. But anybody who knows about Tennessee high school basketball knows about East High School, apparently, because they've been nationally ranked the whole year. Anybody that's unless they don't keep up with high school basketball like that. But to make a long story short, yes, Tubby Smith, he's got fired, and I hate to see that with Tubby Smith, but it's kind of a two-head monster. If you are a liability to a company or any organization, then they have to let you go, unfortunately. And the ticket sales went down and all that other good stuff. And then the guy did not recruit that well, especially locally, And the key to winning at the University of Memphis is recruiting locally, because there's a shitload of talent. They're just like going to Villanova University or any of the Philadelphia schools like Temple or anything and not recruiting in Philadelphia. You're wasting your fucking time being there if that's the case. So the same thing with Memphis. He didn't do a good job of recruiting in Memphis, and then what really ended his entire career was him getting rid of Coach Dedrick Lawson, who was the former head coach of Hamilton High School, but he was also an assistant on Josh Pastner's team. And he ended up getting his 2 sons, one which was an All-American in I can't even think. I think it's Dedrick Lawson. I want to say Keelan Lawson. Keelan is the dad, but they end up getting two of his sons, which is KJ and Dedrick Lawson. And Coach Lawson is like, no, fuck this shit. I'm taking my sons to Kansas, which was a smart move on his end. It is what it is. But y'all gonna have to excuse me on that. He has an All-American son. He has another son that appears to be an All-American, and Chandler Lawson, who's basically coming back. I want to say he's a senior, but I'm not sure. I think he's a junior or a senior, but he plays for East High School for sure. He plays with Penny Hardaway at East High School in Memphis, Tennessee. But it appears that Memphis has their man. Now, I could be wrong as 2 left shoes, and I'll be willing to do another live stream or record another video if that's the case. But from what I'm looking at, it appears they got Penny Hardaway, and they're going to give this dude a shitload of money. But the thing is, Penny is from what the commercial appeal said, it appears he was scouting up at the state championship game, because he did stay. He did stay after the East High School game. He did stay for a few games out there. So it appears that he may have taken the job. He just don't want to talk about it, and he does not want to be a distraction to the team, which makes very sense. He's been there 3-4 years and won 2, about to win his 3rd straight state title. Now, last year, please note, there's a guy by the name of Robert Jackson who was classified as the head coach, and Penny was listed as an assistant. But according to the commercial appeal, they recognized Penny Hardaway as the head coach, but because he draws up all the plays. But Robert Jackson was pretty much known as the head coach, but he was the assistant because Penny Hardaway runs an AAU squad, which is Team Penny, and according to TSS rules, at that particular time, you cannot be a AAU head coach in a high school basketball coach in the TSSAA organization until last year. So let's please note that. But it appears Memphis got their man because they fired Tubby Smith. They will pay out Tubby Smith $10 million, which they can pay out over time, the next 3 years. But they do have to drop off that $10 million. So once again, it's your boy, live and direct, in full effect out there, 832. Y'all already know how I do.